Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day out there, and we are returning to Parcel Simulator. Now last time we found some interesting things going on with our, not rebuild of our warehouse, but I guess improvement of our warehouse. A few videos ago I tore everything down and kind of redid it, which is based on a couple of new bays that opened and things of that nature. I did find a couple of problems, one being that I completely took away this belt that comes out of the sticker machine for a denied parcel. So I had to redo that. I was able to redo it from what I had and only had to buy a few pieces. It didn't cost me very much, which was awesome. That was a major flaw. Also, I think the other issue I was having was sticking myself in the corner by the invalid chute in this corner of the warehouse was problematic. I had parcels that were going into that chute that weren't even supposed to go there. So I kind of revamped it, and now I get to see what that revamp looks like. If you like my channel and like what I do, please consider liking and subscribing on my YouTube channel. It does help me out a lot, and I do appreciate the support. So let's get started. So it's Monday, and that means we get to send all the trains out. So we might as well send these out. Over the weekend, we are not allowed to send any train parcels. And besides, I really want to start building up my funds because once I open the next set of warehouse, okay, so in 2 warehouse tiers, I'm warehouse 8. You can see that in the upper right-hand corner. Is this stuck? Yeah, it looks like it was stuck. Whoops. That wasn't a good thing. I don't have tier warehouse 10 yet, which is the next upgrade. So I definitely want to start saving my money because those upgrades are going to be quite costly. Between the machines and all the conveyor belts that I have, it's going to be a substantial amount of money. Therefore, I really want to try to build up my funds and be able to make those improvements once I'm able to get them. Also, I think when I open the next set of warehouse tiers, I open more truck bays, so I'll get more incoming parcels, which means I may have to reconfigure everything again, which is the name of the game with this game, is like reconfiguring everything to make it work and make it autonomous as much as possible. So I'm just gonna get these last few out, and then we're just gonna start our day. It is Monday, so it's just truck and train, I think, today. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, maritime will be Tuesday, air Wednesday. I do have a substantial amount of parcels on both of those storage racks over there. We can't send them until they're ready to be sent. Let's open the truck bays and begin our day. And I hope everything runs a little bit smoother than it has the last couple of times. The only intervening that I still have to do is the checking of the parcels that have a check sticker on them. That's the only intervening I have to do. They will come through here though. I check them and then I send them on this belt back through so they can go through the machines. Oh, whoops. I forgot to put my one. Oh, that's not good. I move this one belt to get it in and out of the door. If I forget to put it back, then this line doesn't work. For the most part, everything seems to be moving fairly smoothly. I had one little hiccup here. This was backwards. Story of my life with these conveyor belt systems. So I had to move that. And then, you know, if I see like a denied come through, I'm just kind of picking it up and moving it to a belt so it moves on its way. But it looks like everything is going fairly smooth. Fingers crossed that this is, you know, actually going well. Okay, it is the end of the day. I just heard the noise. There's like a little thud noise when the end of the day comes. And everything seemed to run much smoother than normal. I shouldn't say normal, than last time. Now that I have this line rebuilt for the invalids and a little bit better area for my approved or required inspection parcels. I'm happy with this. Again, I really want to work to build up my funds a little bit and try to get some good cash built up. Then I can definitely do more with the upgrades and stuff when that comes through. So I'm just gonna go ahead and inspect these parcels. I'm gonna let the rest of these lines do their thing, see how much cash we get at the end of the day. All right, I've sorted everything as best I can. And I think something I'm gonna try to do is connect these storage racks to each other. Everything gets moved off of these two storage racks. I have the extra unloaders loaders from previous build, so I'm gonna go ahead and try that. That should work. I had this loader and unloader from a previous build, and I just put it to these two storage racks. Parcels from this rack would come over into this rack when it gets emptied when Maritime comes through, which will be tomorrow, our Tuesday day. So I think I'm pleased with that. I still have a couple extra pieces. I may try that with the air parcels as well. I kind of want to get rid of this little storage rack, sell it, and get a bigger one anyway. So I might do that in our next day. Let's go to sleep and go into the next day and do it all over again. I did have to spend a little bit of money. I had to buy another straight conveyor and curved conveyor to make that other switch happen from one storage rack to the other, but minimal compared to how much I've spent in the past, that's for sure. Okay, we are back in our warehouse. It is Maritime Day, meaning we can send out all these ship parcels. So let's do that first. Then I can see this little belt thing work in action. Work being the keyword. I hope it works. Looks like it's doing it. So far so good, right? It's moving along pretty well. Good, I'm happy with that. It's nice to be able to not have to manhandle the parcels myself. 3 incorrect parcels, what? What happened? Oh no. Incorrect export, oh, I had air parcels on here. Ooh, that's a big whoopsie. Somewhere I must have thought these were my air racks, which that's the problem with everything the same color. And yes, I can change it, but I'm stubborn. I just mixed up these two, and they should be different colors, really. Oh well, lesson learned, right? I mean, it's nothing I can do about it. Okay, let's start our day. Send through some parcels, right? I have a small confession to make. I kind of had to intervene a little bit here because this line got a little bit backed up and I got nervous. What can I say? I got nervous. I had to do something. Okay, I need to point this out again. This is the second time I've seen this glitch. This parcel just keeps bouncing between the unload and load. And this line is working perfectly fine because I've had 2 or 3 submissions now through the train line and everything's been okay. But this particular parcel just wants to bounce back and forth like it's possessed by a demon. I don't know. Anyway, this is the second time I've seen this glitch. It's definitely a bug. Not sure what's going on. It's just so weird. Every other parcel has been fine through here. And like I've said, I've done 2 or 3 submissions where it's been just fine. That loads it onto the rack. And then somehow it gets stuck, like it glitches out. It's weird. I don't know. That's a bug, I would think. All right, everyone, we've reached the end of day 23. I've got everything out that I need to. I cleared out the Maritime Bay because we won't have that again for another week. I added and load and unload to the Maritime storage racks to make that a little bit smoother. I do have another load unload that I could possibly use over here for air. And I keep thinking about how I can make this more automated for the air and maritime, where it'll be split and can go into their corresponding racks. Now, it would look like a convoluted mess, but if it works, it works. So I'm still kind of thinking in my brain how I can make that happen. So yeah, everything's been going smoothly so far. We've had some incorrect parcels. I accidentally sent out an air dock that I wasn't supposed to send out today. I get confused between the air and maritime, and I think it's because of the shelving. I have to like change the color of the shelving or something so I know which is which. Anyway, we're up to 36 grand. That's a big chunk of change, but we're going to need more when we get to the upgrade section of the warehouse when we hit tier 10. Now, I'm not sure if I open warehouse tier 9, if that opens the second truck bays or not. I don't want to try it yet because I would like to go through at least another day or two where I can build up some more money. Once I open those 2 bays, I'm going to have to reconfigure those lines too, so they all kind of come into the main section, you know, they're able to be checked and whatnot. Now, ideally, it would be awesome if I could do this, have all these machines, 2 of these machines each. One set of the machines serve the first 2 truck bays and the other 2 set of machines serve the other 2 truck bays. I don't really know if I have the room for that. I certainly have a few things to think about. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel if you would. It does help me out a lot, and I appreciate your continued support. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.